And the opponent staying in, swap out. Oh my gosh, you love to see it. If there's one thing a charmer doesn't want to see, I mean there's a lot of things, but this is definitely one of them. Shadow Scizor. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, and if you're a returning subscriber like Tongue Fok, thank you for the support. In today's video, we're taking a look at some more spicy Pokemon in the early ranks of Go Battle League, this time in the Great League Remix Cup, with a team featuring Pidgeot in the lead. That's not exactly where the spice is, but the backline, Shadow Scizor and Shadow Quagsire. Not a team I would recommend building or using, however, it is a lot of fun. And these two Pokemon, they have quite a bit of play in this meta. Scizor, of course, is going to get absolutely destroyed by the fire types, which there aren't too many of in the Great League Remix Cup, fortunately. However, it is going to completely destroy the Charmers, and it's also going to have some very good matchups against Pokemon such as Nidoqueen, which are very meta relevant in this cup. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button, it helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. So in one of our most recent videos, we did feature a team with a Pidgeot lead. I would highly recommend that team for the purpose of climbing. Link to that video up here. However, the team today, also a Pidgeot lead. I would not recommend this team for the purpose of climbing. Definitely on the spicy side. And let's hop into the battle right here. We have Pidgeot into Obstagoon. This is generally a favorable matchup for Pidgeot, assuming they don't get the boost, which of course they're going to get. Boostagoon right here, going to throw a Feather Dance at it, and expecting a shield at this point since they did boost, which they do. So I swap out into Quagsire. Normally I would not want to swap out into Quagsire just yet, but since they did boost, don't really have much of an option here. So we come in with Quagsire. I am running Sludge Bomb as opposed to the more common moveset of Stone Edge plus Earthquake. The reason for Sludge Bomb is because it is slightly less energy than Stone Edge, so I figure that it might be more useful in terms of spamming moves, and it also still hits relatively hard against some of the flying types. Obviously not super effective damage, but still hits them quite hard, and there is coverage for grass types as well. So just testing it out right here. We do take out the Obstacle, the opponent comes in with a Nidoqueen. Now they are going to outpace us to a Poison Fang, so I think we will shield this up here in order to bank that Earthquake and then swap out into the Scizor. Scizor is a pretty good matchup against the Nidoqueen here. I actually decided to throw the Night Slash instead of the Iron Head because it is going to be a CMP tie on the Poison Fang, and as you see, that's what it is. I wanted to ensure that I got off some damage here against the Nidoqueen first. They do debuff us and come in with a Drapion, so I'm going to look to throw the Night Slash right here and then hopefully be able to swap out. No, we're not even close to swapping, so we will get knocked out here, so it's important to at least get off some damage there. If we went for Iron Head, definitely would not make it in time. You can see Crunch takes us out, especially after that Poison Fang debuff. Coming in with the Quagsire, and we have the Earthquake ready to go. This is going to take out the Drapion. Bang! There it is, Drapion. Go home. Pidgeot versus Nidoqueen, able to farm it down and take game number one with this relatively spicy team. So let's hop into match number two. And of course, this is a spicy team, but these are also very early rank battles, so you could get away with them in these types of ranks. Gets a lot more difficult as you rank up. Crustle here is running Smackdown, so I swap out into the Quagsire, and here is the Ferrothorn. This isn't the grass type you want to see because Sludge Bomb won't be doing anything, so going for the Earthquake here, which will actually hurt quite a bit as you see, but it's almost impossible to outpace at this point. So I'm just gonna let the Quagsire go down, come back in with the Pidgeot, and look to completely farm down, get a nice energy lead here. Now, if the Ferrothorn is running Thunder, we can't really afford to shield right here, so I'm gonna take the chance that it is only a Mirror Shot, which it is, and we don't get the attack drop either, so that's very nice. Crustle comes back in, so I'm actually gonna go for the Feather Dance here. Believe we are at enough for a Brave Bird, so it could get a shield, which it does, and we come in with the Scizor. Now, I'm going to shield this up because we need to keep this thing relatively healthy. It's super glassy, as you're going to find out in this video. It's a Nidoqueen in the back. I actually decided to throw a Night Slash here expecting the shield to come up, and they actually don't shield. So that was a bit disappointing because of course the Iron Head would KO, but we should be able to shield this up. If it's an Earth Power, we could commit to the complete farm down, which it was, and we're able to farm down completely before they get to another move. We have 2 Night Slashes ready to go at this point, so just gonna look to throw back to back and hopefully take this game. Getting the boost, of course, is going to help us out with that, and this should be a GG. If the Crustle somehow was able to farm us down and throw a Rock Blast at the Pidgeot, probably lose that game, but fortunately for us, the boost did come through clutch. And next battle, Raphael NMD, big shout out to you. This is a subscriber to the channel. Always a pleasure to battle these subscribers on my channel. It's amazing. A great feeling to know that people watch my channel. And we sometimes randomly run into them in battle. So really cool feeling. We got Pidgeot into Alomomola right here. And I decided to go for the Feather Dance. Of course, we were at the Brave Bird, a very nice no shield. So going to shield up in return right here, it is the Psychic. And I'm going to build up once again to another Brave Bird and probably just go for a Feather Dance at this range. They're quite low. And let's see if they shield. A little bit of lag prevents the Excellent, but they shield anyway, swap out. And unfortunately for us, it's actually a simultaneous swap. And if I'd seen them swap out into Froslass first, of course we would come in here with the Scizor, but simultaneous swap. They go for the Avalanche. I actually go for the Sludge Bomb here, which is a mistake, but I figured they'll probably shield anyways, expecting a Stone Edge. No shield. Absolute cojones on this guy right here, and he's able to farm down, which is worst case scenario. So we come back in with the Scizor right here. Things are looking really bad at this point. We do shield up the Shadow Ball, which is nice, and we're able to farm down before they get to another move. If they're running Crunch, for example, probably would have get hit by 2 moves there, which could have cost us the game. Alomomola comes back in. We are quite loaded on energy, to be honest, so Night Slash comes through, does get the shield, and I swap out into the Pidgeot, and they bring in the Nidoqueen. So I'm going to go for the Brave Bird here before they get to the Poison Fang. This is going to fall just short of knocking out the Nidoqueen, but still huge damage right there, and the Poison Fang is going to take us out. That will give us some energy on the Scizor, and fortunately for us, unless this Alomomola throws a Hydro Pump, we will definitely be able to survive a Psychic. So if this Hydro Pump, we lose Psychic, we're going to resist that, even though it does a lot of damage. Able to get to the Night Slash right there. Actually overfarmed, overwon by accident, but we get off the Night Slash, taking that game. GG's to Raphael. Thank you so much for all the support on the channel, and of course, always a pleasure to battle you or any other subscriber on the channel. Always makes me feel so humbled to know that there are people that actually watch my channel and get a kick out of being able to battle me, so that's really cool. We got Pidgeot into Abomasnow right here. And this is a Shadow Bomb, so he's taking a lot of damage. Going to shield this up, we did sneak in the extra Gust, and they swap out into Ninetales. Now, here I throw the Feather Dance. This is definitely a mistake, and this is something that I still have problems with. 9 seasons into GBL, not banking energy. That's what separates the top players from the rest of the field. The top player would swap out of this match into the Quagsire, immediately save all that energy on the Pidgeot. Somebody like me, we're going to throw the Feather Dance for no reason, come in with a hard counter to the Ninetales. At this point, they don't have Solar Beam, so I'm just going to let it go through. And I can't really farm down all the way without taking too much damage, so I'm actually going to just throw a Sludge Bomb here, look to undercharge, and get a bit more farm here on the Quagsire, which we're able to do. And unfortunately for us, the Abomasnow, maybe I should just throw it right away, but I didn't, and they got an extra Powder Snow, so that forces CMP, which they win. Burns my second shield. I wasn't exactly sure if we would survive that. I don't think we would as a Shadow. So I go for the Sludge Bomb in 8. We're actually able to get to the second one, which is pretty huge right here. The Abomasnow going to actually shield up, and I swap out into the Scizor and able to snipe them. They probably had a Weather Ball for sure. And at this point, I'm not sure if they got mad that they got sniped or if their game crashed. So you can see I try waiting every now and then to see if they come back in. I'm not throwing any moves, and at this point it looks like they probably disconnected. I don't know if they just left the game out of anger or something, but Lanturn has a very good matchup here against Scizor actually, so they could have probably won this game to be honest, but since they're gone, I'm just going to come in with the Quagsire, throw the Earthquake, and hit them with the super laggy delayed bang. There it is, Lanturn getting taken out by the disconnected Earthquake. So take that game. We're going to take those every time. 4-0 in this set. A lot better than I expected with this team, to be honest. And I know for a fact, over a large sample size, I would definitely have a losing record with a team like this. But it's nice to pick up some wins here in the early ranks. Dragonite into Pidgeot, a pretty challenging lead for Pidgeot. I mean, it's definitely winnable, obviously, because you can see Gus is doing so much damage, but Dragonite hits very hard as well, so definitely have to burn some shields here. with the Pidgeot. We do get a shield in return. At this point, I probably could have survived a Dragon Claw, to be honest, but I decided to shield anyways and just commit to the complete farm now and be loaded on energy right here. And they come in with a Stunfisk. So once again, we do this. Well, in this situation, throwing the Brave Bird might make sense because well, Quagsire is kind of a hard count, but I want to swap out here. So I come in with Quagsire. So getting off that damage is really nice. And even though we're down 0 shields, no real threat here. Mud Bomb doesn't do too much. They come in with a Slurpuff. So probably not expecting the Sludge Bomb right here. And this is going to surprise them for sure. They do actually shield because I guess Earthquake Stone Edge would still hurt. But this is where I like having Sludge Bomb. Probably wouldn't have got to a second Stone Edge right there. Would have been very close. But we do get to a second Sludge Bomb. And Slurpuff actually tanks that. It doesn't KO, but Scizor loves to see the charm comes back in. At this point, one Night Slash. Not going to be enough to KO the Stunfisk here, but we are super healthy at this point. They're going to need at least 2, maybe even 3 moves against the Shadow Scizor. No, they just need 2. That Mud Bomb did so much. We come with Pidgeot, and even if this is a discharge, we'll be able to farm now with Scizor, but it's actually only a Mud Bomb, which Pidgeot is able to survive, taking that game right there. And we go 5-0 in that first set. A very surprising result with this team, but happy to take it. So hopping into set number 2, we got Cheetah Pig, 88888. And we got a Pidgeot, low battery sign, you love to see it, into a Froslass, a horrible lead right here. So going to swap out immediately into the Quagsire. Not a good response here, but of course the threat of Stone Edge is likely going to get a Shield Avalanche comes through. Throwing Sludge Bomb here is super risky, but I figured if I bait here and I get a shield, maybe I could get to 2, and it still hurts a little bit even though it is not doing too much to the Froslass. It kind of tickles it a bit. It does some chip damage, but we weren't able to get to the second one, so very lucky to get the shield right there. Coming to Scizor here, which has a nice match, but not when the opponent has a huge energy lead, and this opponent is running Crunch, and they got the defense drops, so kind of forced to shield at this point, which is a little bit brutal, but thankfully they do allow us to farm them down completely, which gives us a very nice energy lead. Mandibuzz comes in, which is definitely not going to be easy, but Iron Head, you're going to see this huge damage there, to be honest, coming from the Shadow. At this point, that did so much, I was figuring they'll probably shield this one. It's only a Night Slash, but we do get the shield. I'm going to swap out. Wasn't able to do it, so Mandibuzz will take us out. We are super glassy, and we've been debuffed already, so Foul Play takes us out. Pidgeot comes in here. And at this point, we kind of need something weak to Pidgeot to have any chance of winning. I kind of want to over farm here before throwing the Feather Dance. So looking to throw it right here, this should be enough to take out the Mandibuzz. And we need to pray if there's something in the back that does not want to get hit by a Brave Bird. And it's actually a Nidoqueen. So there is some hope here. Going for the Brave Bird, but is it enough to take out the Nidoqueen? No, it's not. One short. And even without the defense drop, Poison Fang would KO from here, so we do end up losing that game. It was a very difficult lead, of course. We got a defense drop as well, and we still came very close to winning, so was pretty happy with the result there. Even when you lose, you sometimes have to take positives out of it. I like the way I played that game, and you know, you're going to lose in GBL every day. It doesn't matter. It's just about trying your best even in those losses. So Pidgeot into Hypno, we swap out into Quagsire here, and the opponent comes in with Alomomola. So a lot of Love Cup vibes right here, going for the Earthquake, dealing heavy damage. And we're actually able to get to the Sludge Bomb here before they get to their first charger. So this would be enough to take out Alomomola, and they allow it. Actually not enough, but the Mud Shot came through before they got off a move, which is very nice. Hypno coming back in here, and they go for the Ice Punch, which actually doesn't knock us out, but it gives them a free confusion, which is not good. And we're going to probably come in here with the Scizor, which they showed Ice Punch. I take a huge gamble right here that they're not running Fire Punch with it. Ice Punch and Thunder Punch is what I call it, and they did not have the Fire Punch. So that was huge for us right there. Fire Punch would have probably one-shot a Shadow Scizor, to be honest. And they come in with a Zweilous. So gonna throw some chip damage right here. In this case, I think the chip damage is actually worth it, because Zweilous has a decent matchup against Pidgeot with that Dragon Breath, and it's super spammy with Body Slam as well. So we're gonna appreciate that chip damage and come in here with the Pidgeot, throw the Feather Dance. And at this point, the opponent doesn't really have too much play because they are down shield. So Feather Dance comes through, it's going to lower the attack. And at this point, don't even really need to shield this, because we could just, even if it KO'd, come in with the Scizor, get to another Foul Play, or Night Slash rather, and win the game. But Hypno gonna come in and get hit with this Brave Bird instead, which is going to take it out. That's some nice damage right there. Brave Bird, super strong move. Pidgeot taking that game. We're back onto the winning track right here. Hopping into the next battle. And we're going to be leading Pidgeot into a Cofagrigus. So a beautiful lead right here. Absolutely walls this thing. And the opponent staying in, swap out. Oh my gosh, you love to see it. If there's one thing a Charmer doesn't want to see, I mean, there's a lot of things, but this is definitely one of them. Shadow Scizor taking them out. You could actually farm down completely before they even get to a charge move, and now we are absolutely loaded on energy. We're talking like 100 energy right here. We're going to get to 3 Night Slashes, which is going to be enough to take out this Gliscor. They're not using their shields. We get the attack boost as well. Probably couldn't have farmed down with the Bullet Punch even with the attack boost, so Gliscor is gone. Cofagrigus comes back in, but they don't have any answer for the Pidgeot. Quagsire, just a bystander in this match. Opponent doesn't want the smoke, and we take that game. Just a hard counter right there. That's what you love to see when you're running a Shadow Scizor, right? You want to see that Charm user come in and just slay it down completely. Pidgeot into Hypno once again, and Hypno versus Pidgeot actually isn't a bad matchup, but I do decide to swap out into Quagsire here. You do have to land the Brave Bird against the Hypno to win that match in most cases. Unless you go 2 shields, you could just go straight Feather Dance, but still, we come in with Quagsire here. Look at this, we're running Sludge Bomb, so we get the shield from the Clefable. We get the second shield. I actually don't think a Sludge Bomb would KO, but they want to keep this very healthy. And they're down shields. We got Scizor. Oh my goodness. This is going to be insane. So we shield this move up, and we're just going to completely farm down here. They won't get to another move. We're pretty loaded on energy at this point. Can't really come in with Hypno because they're going to take huge damage from the Night Slash, so they bring in the Stunfisk. And at this point, if you're the opponent, you're probably wondering, you know, they could have probably stayed in with the Hypno against the Quagsire and then kept switch advantage, aligned the Stunfisk onto the Pidgeot after, and just hope that the Scizor wouldn't have much play. In this case, they did have a Charmer, so that might have not ended up working out for them. However, we're going to shield right here and complete the farm down. They swap out. We're going to get off a Night Slash, and then the Pidgeot isn't going to get knocked out by a Thunder Punch. So this Hypno could potentially be running something like Thunder Punch plus Fire Punch, which would make that Quagsire match actually quite difficult, and that could be a reason why they swapped out. And Thunder Punch comes through. You can see it doesn't really do anything. We're going to farm now. You know what's coming. Brave Bird onto the Stunfisk. Who says Stunfisk is a counter to Pidgeot? Not in this house right here. Brave Bird coming through. Bang! 1 HP. You love to see it. Taking that game. And we're off to a pretty nice run right here with this team. Like I said many times throughout this video, not a run that I would expect very often with a team like this, but in the early ranks you could potentially get away with it. So Pidgeot into Seaking right here. See, Gust does a lot of damage, and Icy Wind is going to hurt, so I'm going to shield up the first one right here. And now probably go for the Brave Bird. Yeah, so we're going for the Brave Bird. It's been 50-50 what I go for in these matches. Keep the opponents guessing. They do shield, so I pretty much got it wrong in every single battle this video, but it is what it is. Seaking, it could be Drill Run, but it's not going to KO, so I decided to let it go through. I actually prefer that as opposed to getting debuffed here. So Sludge Bomb going to come through. This should be enough to take out the Seaking, and then we're not debuffed for whatever the next Pokemon is. Happens to be a Cresselia, so this Earthquake is going to hurt quite a bit. Now we'll likely get farmed down here, which isn't the greatest. However, we do have the Shadow Scizor, which is a pretty nice counter to Cresselia. None of these moves should be hurting us too much. So you can see even Confusion, a hard-hitting move against a Shadow Scizor, isn't doing too much. Moonblast comes through, does a decent amount, but for a Shadow, something as glassy as Scizor, that's pretty solid. Night Slash gonna come through and takes out the Cresselia. Abomasnow in the back. Oh my goodness, these bullet punches absolutely shredding right here. Going for the Night Slash. They let it go through, swap out into the Pidgeot, and just looking to do raw, fast move damage with the Gust, taking that game. Opponent didn't throw their energy, and I believe that is the final battle, as the Avatar does not even want to celebrate that win. 4-1 in set number 2. Very pleased with the performance by this team. So those were the battles featuring Shadow Scizor and Shadow Quagsire, a double Shadow team in the Great League Remix, backed up in the lead by a very strong meta pick in the form of Pidgeot. This is a very fun team to use, but it is not a team that I would recommend, especially if you are looking to climb. However, in these early ranks of the season, definitely the time and place to be testing out some fun picks and getting away with some potential wins. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.